I've hit the road once again for another solo overland adventure. This time, I've got my sights set on the Green Mountain State. While this certainly isn't my first time witnessing Vermont's rivers and Class 4 roads, it is the first time I'll be traversing them on my own. And although solo travel has been a challenge in the past, I'm confident that my familiarity of the Green Mountains will lend a helping hand. Well, I am back at it again, attempting another solo adventure because my last one didn't quite go as planned. I am currently in Florida, and by Florida, what I mean is the town Florida in northern Massachusetts. So unlike my last solo adventure, I will not be traveling up to Maine. This time I have my sights set on Vermont, actually. So the plan right now is I'm about 10 minutes from a trailhead that should take me basically right up to the border where Massachusetts and Vermont meet. And it should have some pretty nice views. It is a little bit of a cloudy day, but luckily that means it's cooler. The temperature is actually perfect, and I'm really, really happy because I haven't had any bug problems so far. And I also expect this solo adventure to go differently than the last one because I brought my secret weapon. It's Pepsi Girl! Hi, Pepper! Say hello to the world. You ready to get out? Yeah, you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pepper, also known as Pepsi, Pepperoni, or Little P. If you followed my channel for a while, you've probably seen her several times since she was a puppy. She's tagging along on this solo adventure to be sure I don't throw in the towel, like I did my last one. So, since I've got Pepper with me, that means we're going to try to do a couple hiking trails as well, just to make sure that she's got plenty of activity and she's not just stuck in the back seat while I drive the entire time. But we are going to start with that off-road trail. So we're going to get back in the truck and get to it.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again.
So I'm basically almost done with this trail. It's only about 2.5 miles long, so I wasn't really expecting much. The Onyx Off-Road Trail report said that there could be a couple tricky sections, but up until now, I really haven't found anything that's like particularly challenging. I did air down my tires, as you saw, just to kind of be cautious. But yeah, it's kind of been, I mean, it's fun. It's a nice, gentle drive through the woods. There have been a couple bumpy or wet sections, but it's nothing crazy. I think currently any stock 4x4 vehicle can do this, but I have pulled over so I can let little Pepsi Girl do her thing. Once we reach the end of this trail, we're just gonna hop right back on the pavement and head up to Somerset, Vermont, because that is where our campsite is located. Ironically, the trail became slightly more technical at the end of the route, which was a welcome surprise. Once we finished, I pulled over to air up the tires and explore a small river with Pepper before moving on. Moments like this reveal that the beauty of the Green Mountains can even be found at the state line. All right, so we just did the smallest walk, literally, at the Great River Hydro Bridge. I thought that there'd be a lot more hiking on the other side of this bridge. It is so overgrown right now. The last time I was here was in the middle of winter, and there was so much snow and ice and all that stuff. And so, like, everything was dead. And looking across to the other side of the bridge, it looked like there was a lot more, opportunity over there. And now it's just... if there is a trail, I can't tell where it is. So Pepper and I just walked across the bridge. We went down to the river for a hot second, and we're back in the car. So we're actually going to head further down the National Forest Road to find our campsite. We are going to use a popular public campground. It is a free campground that the National Forest Service runs. And from what I read online, it can fill up pretty quickly. It is a first come, first serve. So we're going to head there first. And if it's open enough and it's vacant enough that I feel comfortable moving on, then we're going to continue and hopefully head to the reservoir that's near here. That's got a couple picnic tables, a place for us to stop and eat, maybe play in the water for a hot second. And then we'll go back to the campsite. So fingers crossed, campsites are not all filled up to the point where either we have to stay there or we don't have a camp at all. And we can actually go to that reservoir and check it out. All right, well, this is gonna be a tough call. Looks like there are 2 spots available, and I'm really nervous, but the reservoir's so close, and I feel like I haven't given Pepper anything to do yet. Like, she's gotten out of the truck plenty and, been able to move around and explore a little bit, but it's not what I had envisioned for today. I kind of want her to be able to do more. I think I'm gonna risk it, and hopefully I don't regret doing this later, but we'll take a drive up the street. Maybe we'll just spend like a half hour at the reservoir. Fingers crossed. I hope these are still available when I come back. The decision to visit the Somerset Reservoir was totally worth it, despite the possibility that I might lose my preferred campsite. If I had to picture the perfect spot to stop for lunch, it would look a lot like this. Well, this is certainly a spot right here next to the lake. The reservoir that I thought we'd be able to see is way over there. There's actually no picnic area, so I just drove a little further and was lucky enough to find this. Looks like there's a loon out there too. So we're gonna settle here for a second. Gonna eat my ham and turkey sandwich. Let the beast roam around, stretch your legs, and then we'll head to camp. Please don't eat anything out of the fire pit. I returned to the campground and found 2 sites still available, although a second group of campers would end up claiming the last spot just as I started dinner. Looks like I got lucky. So for one of the first times, I got to camp very early. So I was able to cook and film a bunch of my content and, set up and just kind of not be in a rush for everything. And it's been awesome. But it has allowed me some time to kind of like just sit and relax. And as soon as I did, one of the neighbors towing a trailer started their generator. And that's cool, like everyone camps differently and to each their own, and I don't really want to judge, but of course I've got this generator on in the background as I'm just sitting here chilling. So make the most of it. So the funny thing is, before I left the house, I kind of figured out how to consolidate my gigantic kitchen bin into one single bag for when I'm camping alone. So in here I just have one mini propane tank. I've got the heater or the cooker that can go on top. I've got a little pot in there, a kettle that I can use for water, and some plastic forks and spoons. So originally I thought, boil some water. I'll probably do that in the morning for coffee. But I also figured I could put soup in here, then eat the soup out of the pot. And then it just turns out that I cooked hot dogs over the fire anyway.
You want to go for a walk? Let's go.
We had to walk back to the bridge to watch the sunset. Huh. Look at that. That is beautiful. I ended the night watching Jurassic Park 3 on the tailgate. Don't worry, there's no need to tell me the first one is the best, because I agree. But Dr. Alan Grant is the star in this one. Someday I want to have a hat just like his. All right, folks. Well, we are all packed up at the prompt time of 6:30. If you know me, you know I don't like to linger around camp very long in the morning. I think it's just kind of ingrained in me from hopping around campsites and traveling so fast, but we're heading home now. So I appreciate you watching this video. This is definitely a much more successful solo overland trip, and I say solo in quotes because I did have the dog with me. But I have seen plenty of other people go on solo adventures with their pets. So I'm gonna chalk this up to a win. Appreciate Pepper's help so much on this, and it was a good time. I really enjoyed this campsite. This is a nice spot in southern Vermont that's fairly easy to get to, so I'll probably be back in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.